Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ironworker Gaming channel, or welcome to the Ironworker Gaming channel for the very first time. I am Ironworker814, and if you've caught any of my past videos, you'll know I am not a big hand cannon advocate, especially for lower skill players, or players who are struggling to get their footing in the Crucible. The auto rifle for a long time has been that tried and true first-person shooter gun, and I generally suggest that lower skill or new players start out using auto rifles because they have that familiarity that's going to carry over from other games, and they're generally just a little bit easier to use because of that. You know, you're moving around a map, you see an enemy player, you point, you click, bullets come out, hopefully he goes down. Oh, speaking of pointing and clicking, how about you try that out on the like and subscribe button? It is a free and easy way to help this channel out, and believe me, it helps this channel out immensely. Anyway, after that cringy segue, back to hand cannons. Unlike auto rifles, they take a bit of finesse in Destiny 2. Acquiring this finesse has never really been a priority of mine, and if you're a longtime Destiny fan, you probably understand the absurdity of that statement. The hand cannon is the weapon class most people associate with Destiny. You know, the hand cannon is the Destiny gun. And for nearly the entire life cycle of the franchise, hand cannons have been at the top of the meta, or near the top of the meta. I never really gravitated toward them for two reasons. One, I came to Destiny from playing Battlefield, where I used ARs, and in Battlefield, automatic weapons were king. Two, I just thought I didn't have the thumbs to use a hand cannon. You know, my fingers trip over each other and my aim is comparable to that of a rotten potato. And honestly, I was just happy and content using autos and pulses, making them work, and generally holding my own pretty well with them. But one day, I woke up, got out of bed, and I heard this little voice calling to me. It was like, Ironworker, Ironworker, it's time. It's time to learn how to use these hand cannons. I'm not sure why I heard this voice or why he had a terrible southern accent, but you know what? I decided I'm gonna do it. I am going to finally learn how to use hand cannons in Destiny 2. Now, it's not like I've never used hand cannons before. You know, there were several quests that required hand cannon usage. I got through them all, but now we're gonna focus up. And this might take a couple videos. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to focus on one or two aspects per video, try to perfect them, kind of let you know what I'm feeling while doing these, if they're helping, if they're not helping, and we'll go from there. We'll just focus on these couple elements at a time and build a base to improve upon. So, for my non-hand cannon users watching this video, let's take this trek together. Let's see what we can learn and see if we can actually improve with these guns. If you are an experienced hand cannon murderer, why don't you stick around? You can leave some advice for the non-users, and maybe let us know what we should be focusing on if we are practicing the wrong thing. Okay, real quick, we're just going to go over my loadout so you can see what I'm using here. For this play session, I was using the Devour Warlock, maxed out in recovery. I paired the hand cannon with a shotgun, regardless of which hand cannon I was using. I am wearing Ophidian Aspects for the ready and reload speed boosts. I am also using Enhanced Hand Cannon Reloader on the gloves. On my helmet, I am using Enhanced Hand Cannon Targeting because I need all the help I can get. And we'll be trying out Lumina, Austringer, Ace of Spades, and Sunshot in this video. The first thing I decided to focus on in this play session was positioning, which is something I do generally focus on when playing in the Crucible, but now even more so since I am using a gun I am not fully comfortable with. I tried to be very diligent about sticking around my teammates. If I found myself alone, I would often disengage and try to move toward my team, or stay mobile while using cover, giving my team time to respawn. Something that ended up surprising me when using a hand cannon was the fact it ended up being quite easy to earn assists or clean up kills for teammates. Way easier than I actually anticipated. I've always harped on putting bullets downrange in my previous videos, but given the hand cannon's damage models, you can do a lot of work with just one bullet in that team shot situation. If you're using an auto or pulse rifle, you'd probably have to land 3 rounds to do the work of 1 hand cannon round. You just gotta land that shot. Also, I made sure that no matter which lane or sightline I was playing in, I could find cover immediately. I also had a mental escape route planned in case I was pushed and things got hairy. Another thing that I picked up on very quickly was that cover is the key to winning engagements when using a hand cannon. Now when you're using an auto or pulse rifle, cover is used mainly as a defensive tool. You know, something to park yourself behind and get some health back before you pop back out and re-engage. With hand cannons, using cover is both defensive and offensive. Breaking line of sight and re-emerging for a second shot is crucial to success in winning a hand cannon duel. When in these peak fights, even if I was behind, if I was the man lower on health, I never felt dead to rights, because I know with peak shooting, I was only 3 shots away from winning a duel with a hand cannon. Crosshair placement was the second thing I was focusing on in this play session. I've watched a lot of videos made by a lot of other content creators about improving play with hand cannons, and crosshair placement always comes up. I always assumed I did a pretty good job with this, but it wasn't until I really started focusing on it that I actually realized I had become pretty lazy with holding my crosshairs in the correct position. This is probably because of my prolonged use of auto rifles and pulse rifles. You can kind of get away with this a little more when using those guns. You know, if your crosshair's aimed a little lower than it should be, you can kind of start shooting while you're acquiring your target with these weapons. With hand cannons, it is a totally different story. They are much less forgiving when it comes to crosshair placement. From my experience, when using a hand cannon, landing that first shot of the engagement is paramount. It is a huge advantage when you are potentially 2 shots away from downing an enemy, rather than taking damage first and needing 3 crits to put your enemy down. Now, not only did keeping my reticle in the ready to fire position help me land that first shot more often, it also helped me passively become more focused on the game. With focusing on where to keep my crosshairs, it made me watch lanes, angles, pieces of cover, and doors that I may have lazily glanced over before. This is a great takeaway from trying to use hand cannons. No matter what gun you're using, this forms really good play habits, and I am glad I picked the hand cannons up for this reason alone. Well, to wrap this video up, I would have to say I am pretty happy with the start I got on my hand cannon competency quest. All in all, I fared pretty well in the couple matches that I played there. I think the worst I did for my efficiency was a 2.0, and one match I actually was at a 5.5. I think I was using Sunshot for that one, and it was feeling really good. And even though I was feeling good and the shots were landing and the enemies were going down, I know I've still got a long way to go to master this weapon type. But so far, so good. In which case, it's looking like this is just going to be part 1 of this video series. I don't know how many it's going to take to kind of go through all the big points with using hand cannons, but we'll continue this series on, so if you're enjoying it, stay tuned, I guess. If you're happy with the video, happy with the information, and happy with the sorry sap presenting it, you could always hit like and subscribe to support this channel. It helps the channel grow, and it'll help this video reach more people. It's always appreciated. If you'd like to get a hold of me, the best way to do that is by leaving a comment down below. So while you're down there, why don't you leave me some feedback, what you thought of the video, things we could touch on, or maybe some things we missed while discussing these certain topics. If you'd like to come check me out live, you can look for Ironworker814. I stream on Twitch, generally weekend evenings starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And with that being said, I would like to thank you for spending a piece of your day with me. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you on the next one.